What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Geek Boutique podcast. My name is JS, and I think we need to address the rumor that's been going on online.
There's been no rumors.
Box has been exploding about this. I'm surprised nobody's
you probably got 2 messages.
But people have been asking after they saw the thumbnail, oh my God, is Jeff breaking up with us? Is Jeff leaving that?
Wait a minute, like... Why am I? What do you mean? Like, what? Why would I be the one leaving?
I have no idea why people assume that. No, folks.
Just breaking up with us. I know it. I could be.
See
what? But why is it me though? I don't know. Okay, no one's breaking up.
I felt
triggered, and though. Oh no, we are getting broken up. No, everything falls on Jeff. Yeah, why? I don't. I'm
telling you, guys, people are here for you, bud. They're here to see you.
Come here, look at me. I love you all forever and ever. You're stuck with us. There's no breaking up. This asshole clickbaited you all is what he did. At the end of the day, that motherfucker right there clickbaited every one of you for engagement.
Well,
shame him.
Hang on.
Shame him mercilessly.
A little bit, but we do need to talk because we've never really sat down and explored what our con schedule would be like this year. We also part of that is because we're still waiting on confirmation on stuff, right? That's always the problem every year is, we can only do what we know. And if we don't know, then we don't know. Right. So we're trying to keep you guys in the loop, but until these cons confirm with us that, yes, you have a space. Yes, you can do this. Yes, this is going on. Then we're just as much in the dark as anybody else. And a big reason why we haven't really announced anything. So we want to talk about that tonight. We want to tell you what has been confirmed, what has not been confirmed. We want to get some of your opinions. We do need to talk. I think we want to hear about what you guys want to see at these cons. What do you guys like? Do you want more meetups? Do you want more events? Do you want more photo shoots? What is it that you guys are going to be looking for out of the Geeks Co at these events? But before we get into all of that, Mr. Aka, you are still here.
I am. I'm not leaving. Guys, you're stuck with me. I'm not leaving. You're going to have to drag my ass out the door kicking and screaming if you guys think I'm leaving. I've been here since the jump, since day I was on the first ever one of these, and I've been on the vast majority of them. It's not going anywhere. Everything you listed. Yeah. Screw you guys.
Look at how good you
No, yeah. So I had a thing tonight that was there was a good close friend of mine lost his mom, so they had the visitation tonight. I can't go to the ceremony tomorrow, but I had to go to the visitation tonight. So I got in the door like 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago, whatever. So I didn't get a chance to change. Yeah. So I don't normally look like this. Obviously, I'm not all dressed up, but it's I had to go do the thing, pay my respects. Did that, got here, and now. Watching this guy clickbait you all into thinking that we're breaking up. We're not. Is there any of you have been in? Is there anything worse than we need to talk? You can't. What do you triggered our whole fan base. It's terrible. Both of them were so triggered.
Both of them. All 14
I was thinking the same thing.
Now.
Great, Jeff. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yes. It not for the best cause, but we whatever. It's the worst. Yeah. So we're not breaking up. Whatever. It's kind of like JS is talking about. Like. I think we get where, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more later on, but we understand, I think, our place sort of in the community as a whole, because I think what we do is fairly unique, and what we do is so centric on engaging with you guys, and in particular with other cosplayers as well, not being really beholden to one IP or another, or not there for self-promotion, or even to promote an IP of some kind. Like, we're not there, and I'm not shit talking the guys that do that. They do such a great job, but that's why they're there, to celebrate one specific thing. And I feel like we are there to celebrate geekdom as a whole, and cosplay in particular is part of that geekdom. And I think we hold a fairly unique place in the community, and we want to make sure we're servicing the community the best we can. But you guys are the community. You guys are our base, for want of a better term. So we want to make sure we get feedback from you guys. And this is the best way we have of doing that, because we always tell you guys, send us messages and let us know, and then you guys never do. So having you live here to give us feedback on what we've had, because now you guys have seen us at 4 or 5 different cons. You've seen events that We've participated in that other people have ran. We've ran our own events now. We've ran a couple of those events. Cosmos in the District, May the 4th. We've done that a couple times now. Those keep getting bigger and bigger. We've been asked specifically by a few people like, hey, why weren't you at this particular con? Or, hey, you guys should run your own con, that kind of thing. So we need to get that feedback from you guys in a live environment like this where you can also kind of play off each other, where one person's going to say, oh, hey, what about this? And then we can build off that conversation and kind of do that. So that's kind of what we're hoping to do tonight. Get some feedback from you guys, get the conversation going. What do you want from your Geeks and Code? It's easy for us to just be like, oh, yeah, we'll just be there. But, like, what does that mean? What does that look like? Are you guys happy with the way we're doing it now? Do you guys think we should incorporate something and ditch something else? Like, what do you guys want from us at the end of the day? We can't give you everything, obviously. We both have lives and jobs and family, and neither one of us are, independently wealthy. So there's only so much we can do. But we want to make sure that the shows that we are going to, we're doing you guys right. Does that sum it up?
That's another thing I want to address a little bit later also is the financial. I don't want to address the financials themselves, right? But we aren't independently wealthy. We do all of this out of pocket. And some years are going to be tougher than others. So we have to consider that as well, right? So, yeah. Before we get started, do you want to give out the obligatory... whatever you call it? What's it called? What do you call that? Smash that like button. What do you call that? Not the pitch.
I don't.
There's got to be a term for that.
You guys, you all know it by now. There's 19 of you watching. I'm sure all 19 of you have done this. But if you haven't, please. And by the way, if you're just like, I don't know, like surfing around and you just happen to come across this here on the YouTubes, or you just happen to find us on your favorite podcast platform like Spotify or what have you, go ahead and throw us a like, hit a subscribe, give us a follow, head on over to our Instagram and follow us over there too and give us a like and such. Like, all of it helps to generate the algorithm to get us in front of more eyeballs at the end of the day. That's what we're trying to do. We're talking about community. Our best way to reach more and more parts of the community. The live shows are great, but we got to be able to reach it here too digitally. The two should kind of help each other out. So if you haven't hit subscribe, please do. Go ahead. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us out enormously. If you haven't liked the button yet, hit the like button on this one. Make sure you hit the like button. And I'll tell you what's going to help us out a lot more than some of this other stuff. All this chat over here is great. Leave an actual comment on the video on YouTube as well afterwards. I don't care if it's just like, hey, great show or whatever. Throw a comment in there, and then we can build off those comments, and that's going to propagate it through the YouTube sphere, tubes.
No, but that's a good point, because
the YouTube's such an old man saying. Well, the internet is a series of tubes. I don't know if you know this or not, but that's what it is. So we want to make sure we're navigating those tubes as best we can, making the tubes bigger and small. I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't even been drinking today, by the way. I'm stone cold sober.
Sure?
I should be. I got my flask right here. My flask, lovingly provided by Red Moon Glassworks.
Yeah, with your Witcher flask.
My Geralt of Rivia. I don't even know what's in here, but you know what? We're just going to pour it on in. Oh, I think that's vodka. All right.
Oh, all right.
It was clear. It's either that one. I don't like gin. I don't like gin, so it's got to be vodka, right? Hey, Geeks & Co., will you guys be doing any photo shoots? I'm glad you asked, Wayne. Because we get asked to do them, either individually or as a group quite often. Here's the problem. JS, where do you live?
I am in Grand Curtis, Ontario.
And about where is Curtis in conjunction to the rest of Southwestern Ontario?
70 kilometers east of Toronto.
Thanks, David. Almost respectable. I'll take almost respectable. I'm fine with that. I am in London, Ontario. Our good friend editor Megan is in Kitchener, Ontario. So we are all kind of in disparate. And I think I've actually spoken to you, Wayne, off camera a couple of times about this, because I don't know about JS, but I do get invited to quite a few shoots throughout because I got a pretty wide range of characters or whatever. I can't, and I know everything happens. Toronto's the hub. Everything happens in Toronto. I can't drive to Toronto for a shoot. Like, it's just too much. It costs too much. It's a 2.5 hour drive for me. Yeah. Traffic, gas, vehicle maintenance, and just the day to take an entire day out for me to be able to go and do a photo shoot. It's just too much. Now, I know I've seen our friends over at the Cosplay Alliance organizing photo shoots, and that's great if that's the niche that they're doing. We're choosing to do that at cons, in particular Fan Expo and Toronto Comic Con, and hopefully we can maybe even start doing that at London Comic Con, organizing actual themed shoots. I think we're trying to be, again, as servicing to the community as possible. JS, stop me if I'm getting any of this wrong, but we understand that people are all over the place. So by having us all going to be at a con anyway and doing the photo shoot there, it makes sure we can get as many people in and see all of our friends and do it that way. We're not expecting people to drive in from all over Hell's Half Acre. You know what I mean?
100%.
That's all it is.
Even for me, it's tough to get into Toronto sometimes, right? Like it's with traffic, it's at least an hour. So it's an hour there, an hour back, and then when I get there, I got to get into costume. Like I was supposed to do a freeze shoot, so then I'm looking at like full face makeup, hair. Once I get there, to do a shoot for an hour or two that I'm maybe gonna get a picture or two out of, and then I got to get out of makeup and then drive an hour back, and then I've had to take a whole day off. Right? I'm not like I only get 2 days off on the weekend, so if we're doing a shoot on the weekend, like a whole half my weekend is gone, right? Where I have to do stuff, right? So it's, if photo shoots are fantastic, but I think you're right. I think for us, it makes more sense if we're going to set up something, let's set it up to do at a con where we know everybody's going to be there. And then we can set up themes like we do with our meetups, right? We set up a theme, everybody gets together, we take a bunch of pictures. Well, let's turn that into a proper photo shoot. Yeah. Right. We could totally do something like that. But beyond that, it becomes.
Now, remember, too, guys, and like I said earlier, we're already running 2 events outside of cons as well. We're running May the 4th and we're running Cosmos in the District. They're separated by like 5 and 7 months. And so it's almost like every like half. We run 2 events on each half of the year, one in the first half and one in the second half. So that's already a lot for us to put on. And that's no small expense out of our pockets either. Like one's in London and one's in Toronto. So they've got to come all the way to London for the May the 4th. And then I and a bunch of us are going to go all the way to Toronto for the Cosmos in the District in the middle of winter, I'd like to point out too. So yeah, those are already really hard on us as it is. So trying to do more on top of that and again, I know if there are those of you that are out there, especially if you're like, I don't want to call it chasing the dragon, but if you're really, really integral on the social media side of things, photo shoots are everything. Yeah. Right? I get it. I understand that. Yeah. Creating content is everything. And I mean, we're a content creation channel, but for me personally, I don't hardly ever post on my account anymore. Like photo shoots don't mean like I don't care. Like it's not what I want to do. I want to interact live with my friends, and for me to do that, the best way is for me to do that at cons. That's just how it comes. That's how it is for me. So that's not to say that you guys can't do it on, like, if you guys want to like reach out to the faithful and be like, hey, we're going to do this thing in Toronto. Do you guys like, just because we can't be there, that doesn't mean you guys can't go ahead and organize something.
And it doesn't mean that we're never going to be at any of these, right? Like if you want us to be at these, like, let us know. If we can make it happen, we'll make it happen. But it's just harder for us just because of geographically how we're located. Right. So,
yeah.
I mean, even for us to get together and do stuff as the Geeks & Co. is sometimes tough because of how far apart everybody is, right?
Yeah,
so
that's the drag part. Because we've been doing this online right from the jump, it doesn't matter that he and I are 3.5 hours away from each other until we have to do something live together. Now it's a hassle for one of us, and it's usually him, unfortunately. But Wayne hitting us with the questions. See, Wayne gets it. This is kind of what we're looking for here too, guys. Here's another question. How will we be able to help you guys go to other cons, aka SDCC, Dragon Con, etc., etc.? JS, you go ahead if you want to jump in on that one.
I want to go to Dragon Con.
Jeff is going to Dragon Con next year. Thank you very much. Oh, have I not talked about this? Isn't this interesting?
Are you really?
How did this go?
Because we're planning on potentially going next year.
So our good friend Sean Sullivan, Plaid Vader, has harangued me like every single time he sees me. Yeah, he has spilling some beans. He has been, you have to come to Dragon Con. You have to come to Dragon Con. Yep. And he's like sending me images of past ones, everything else. And then finally, oh, there he is, right? Yeah, you know what you've done, sir. You know exactly. He's like, what? Yeah, you know. So he's doing this at Niagara Falls Comic Con, and our good friend Christina is sitting, like the three of us are sitting at a table having a beer, and Christina is, and I'm telling them, I'm like, I'm not getting on a plane. Like, I'll get on a plane if I absolutely have to. This is not a moment where I absolutely have to. And it's just, Christina said, it's a 16-hour drive. You drive 8 hours, I'll drive 8 hours. We'll drive down together.
Well, so that's the thing, right? If a bunch of us are going and we're bringing costumes, then maybe it makes sense to have like a group, like a big SUV or a minivan, and throw all our costumes in the back.
I don't know. Like so right now, as it stands, Christine and I are driving to Dragon Con next year. So
good to know. Well, listen, I that's amazing. So How do you help the Geeks & Co. get to Dragon Con and SDCC and all of those things? Unfortunately, Wayne, it becomes a question of either the con supporting us or you guys supporting us. So financially,
or a sponsor of some
or a
kind.
sponsor of some kind, right? So, and maybe that's a good time to start talking about this in an effort to try to support some of the stuff that we're doing because we want to be able to do more. And at this point, we're kind of tapped out. I'm not going to lie. Because we want to be able to try to do more, I want to start selling more merch. So I'm going to be making a whole series of new t-shirts, guys, that are going to be exclusive. They're going to be limited editions. There's going to be a bunch of designs. There may be something that Jeff needs to approve before it goes out. So keep an eye out on the Geeks & Co. account over the next couple of weeks, folks, because I'm going to do a couple of runs of t-shirts. I don't know if Natasha actually is in the chat, but she's also been asking for a custom t-shirt. So Natasha, whenever I get to ordering all of this stuff, we'll be chatting so I can get you that custom t-shirt going. And by the way, guys, if anybody needs or wants any kind of custom gear, let me know. I can help you with some designs. I can do vinyl. I can do the print, the pressing myself. We can do DTF. There's all sorts of stuff we can do. If you're looking for something custom, shoot me a message. We'll see what we can do for you.
Bob, good to see you. Yeah, and let me just interject here too, because Wayne is making a point about being the Canadian ambassador. So I think what we've done at this point is we've kind of have a toehold in most of those Southwestern Ontario cons, but it's almost like anything else, right? Like if you guys want to see us at Niagara Falls Comic Con, you guys have to tell Niagara Falls Comic Con that you want the Geeks & Co. there, and it can't just be like 3 of you. It has to be 300 of you. Like you have to gather you have to like post it on your social, be like, hey, this is the direct link to Niagara Falls Comic Con. Go tell them that you want the Geeks & Co. there. When it comes to doing, some of the bigger ones down south, obviously there would have to, or even out west. I'm sure we'd like to do Calgary Fan Expo. I'm sure we'd like to do Game Expo out there. Flights, hotels, we can't foot the bill. So that means, like he said, either it has to come through a sponsor, through the con, or from the faithful. And if it's from the faithful, merch drop is great, but I mean, you still have to spend money to make the merch, to make the money,
and I still have to spend the time doing it, and
So I don't know if there's like, I don't know if a Patreon would be the thing that you guys would be interested in helping to support, where it would just be support, and 100% of the Patreon proceeds would go towards con expenses and such, because even the cons that we're doing in Southwestern Ontario are costing us hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Well, just a Fan Expo,
thousands of dollars. So, and again, we get it as far as Fan Expo goes. It's one of the biggest cons everywhere. Making Captain Daddy version 2 shirt. Wayne, shut your filthy mouth. But yeah, so that's really what it comes down to. Like if it's going to be expenses, and let's just say a Patreon's not going to work. If you know of, I don't know, maybe a mid-range company, you work for a mid-range company that's looking to sponsor somebody that's going to get them a certain level of exposure. I've said this before. If we have a booth at Fan Expo, we have a booth at the 5th largest con in North America?
2nd or 3rd.
Hundreds and thousands of people come through our booth.
Thousands of people, yeah.
Picture. Their brand can be right there, right beside our heads on the fucking banner for thousands and thousands of pictures. So that's all I'm trying to say, I guess. At the end of the day, we can't do it on our own backs. We have to be able to do a donation box. We do actually do the donation box, and that has worked well, but not well enough to be able to offset the costs. So, yeah, it does make it tough.
First year, it really helped. When we did Fan Expo Limited, man, the amount of time and money we spent on that con was... It was dumb. But you know what? We wanted to do it. We wanted to make a big splash. We wanted to show Fan Expo that, hey, we can play with, the other community booths, right? We can play with the big guys. We can play with the 501sts and those guys and Doctor Who Society. And so the donation box really helped that year. We had a great spot. We had a ton of people. Every time there was a red carpet, there was people coming through. That was fantastic. But as a general rule of thumb, the donation box, we don't. This is the whole point of what we do. I feel like is when we go to cons, is a free thing for the congoers to experience.
Right.
right? It's this one thing that congoers can go and do and not have to pay extra money is come to the community area and actually spend some time with their favorite superheroes or their favorite sci-fi characters or whatever the case is, right? So, I don't want to expect people to start giving us donations. That's
no,
sure.
and I think we're on the same page when it comes to doing the cons throughout Southwestern Ontario. We're not like the donation box is great, buying the merch is awesome, but it's not an expectation. When we start talking about expectations, is now if you want us to travel distance. If you really want to get us up to Calgary or you want to get us down south somewhere to a Dragon or SCCC, then we would need the help. Up until then, for all these other cons, we knew what we were getting into when we started doing it.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
It's not like we're like hitting you like, well, if you guys don't support us financially, we're not going to go to these cons. It's not the case at all. It's only if you need us to go or want us to go to a con that's well out of our jurisdiction, then we would need some help for sure.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep doing Toronto. We're going to keep doing London. We're going to keep doing, the smaller local con. We're going to keep doing May the 4th. We're going to keep doing Cosmos. Like, we're going to keep doing all those events. Nothing's going to change as far as that goes. The only way it's going to change on the Toronto side is, well, we're probably about to find out, to be quite fair. Is this something that we want to talk about now? We want to address the elephant in the room as far as Fan Expo goes?
Well, before we even go, before we get to Fan Expo, let's put the brakes on for a quick second here. This weekend in London, there is an event. I don't know if you guys are aware, but it is the Pride London Festival. That's right. London Comic Con is going to be participating in the Pride London Festival. London Comic Con actually has a sign up, I believe, on their Facebook page. Guys, they've got a booth. They're going to be in the Pride Parade. They're looking for cosplayers to join and go have fun and participate in the parade. Go check it out. Send them a message if you're interested in helping out London Comic Con and just hanging out and a great event. Go check out Pride London Festival and make sure you send the folks Jake and Andrew at London Comic Con a message because they will love the support. And you know what? London Comic Con is one of those conventions that has been supporting us since the beginning. So anything we can do to help these guys and support them, 100%. Thorsworthy is saying London Comic Con is turning into Ontario's #1 cosplay event. It sure is.
Yeah, they're getting serious about cosplay, and that's pretty cool because not every con does good on that front. Niagara Falls. Becca, we should probably address this little, I guess, fly in the ointment. Do a pie in the face fundraiser or something like that, and do it at the booth at an event. So the two biggest events we do, Toronto and Toronto and Fan Expo, we are not allowed to collect funds unless it's strictly for charity. And we don't get to consider ourselves a charity. So a pie in the face fundraiser for us to offset costs, we're not allowed to do that. They're very strict about this. We can't sell goods either. The only thing we can do is take charitable donations. And again, we can't be the charitable donation. So
it's just frustrating because I see other booths in the community area
that are allowed to do it for whatever weird reason.
Stuff all the time, but we're not allowed. So
they were very clear with us. And I think we've talked about this before, but just to be clear, we're not paying for those booths. And this is part of the reason why I think we find out so late and why we kind of have to eat a little bit to know that that's kind of the expectation is it's a free community booth that we're getting. So I get that it might be the last minute that we find out that we're getting a booth or not. That sucks. If we were paying for a booth, we'd have probably found out a month ago because I know some vendors that found out a month ago that their vending application was approved and they were having a booth. So in this case, they're giving it to us for free. I'm sure they have to figure out if they can give us the space or not, what kind of space, where it's going to be based on the vendor booths, based on the other paid for booths, based on the corporate booths that they're bringing in now. So I get it. It's just frustrating for us because then we have so little time to plan.
Yeah. And hence where some of the costs come from, right? Yeah. And not because we have to rent a booth, but because everything we're doing is last minute. We have to get hotels and we have to get, trailers or trucks or vans or whatnot to carry our stuff and et cetera, right? So, again, yes, you're right. We knew what we were getting into, but yeah, it's hard to do more.
Let's put it that way. 100%
to do more, but Silky C is saying, what about a post-con fundraiser event? Is that a possibility? Right? And I know how exhausted people are after a full day. That's a good point because, we've kind of gotten into a bit of a tradition of doing after parties at certain cons. Maybe we turn that into a fundraiser event, right? Maybe we get some people to, show up in cosplay and I don't know. Listen, something to think about for sure.
100%. Yep.
Yeah. Thor's worthy saying that exactly. Need to do the fundraiser at the after party. I mean,
maybe.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we do.
Yep.
We work a way to do a fundraiser at the after party. Again, that's another problem, right? We you know what? We'll get back to Fan Expo in a little bit. Again, I keep wanting to get back to it, but there is another con that we're going to be doing before Fan Expo, and it's a small con. For those in the GTA, I'm sure you know VonCon, who moved into a new building last year. They went into a new location, and it was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. It's a neat little con. It's only a 1-day thing. Saturday, August 10. We're going to be there. We're going to have a small booth. We're going to have a 10-foot booth. We're going to be doing a broadcast from there. Jeff, I believe, is going to try to join us there.
I am, in fact, going to try to join you guys there for sure. Yep.
Rob is going to be at this one. Producer Jen's probably going to be this. Actually, there is a tiny possibility that the whole Geeks and Co.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm trying to work out her Megan. I think she might be available for this one, and we don't have to drive into downtown Toronto to get there, which is what she's trying to avoid. So I may be able to convince her to go to this con, and we could actually have all 5 Geeks and Co. in the same building at the same time. So
yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun, and it's a great little convention. And they've been asking for us to actually be part of it for a couple of years now.
Listen, if there's going to be a Predator car wash, it has to be a Predator bikini car wash. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
If we can't do not Jeff dresses Captain America washing cars. No. The Predators and bikinis is where it's at, brother. That's no one gives a shit about a 51-year-old man dressed up as Captain America's dad washing cars. No.
Fortunately, once the Predator armor comes off, there's not much Predator left.
We leave the armor on. We just put the bikinis right over top. Perfect. We buy them in an extra large size. We get the fucking bikinis on those Predators. Predator car wash.
Okay.
Wait, we can't call it bikini Predator car wash. That sounds fucking terrible. I mean, speak for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, Predator car wash period sounds a little
I would
weird.
not. Yeah, it sounds really terrible. Yeah, everything about that sounds awful.
So guys, hopefully we're going to see a lot of you at VonCon. It's like I said, it's a great little con. They've got a bunch of guests coming this year. They've got a cosplay contest that's going to be happening again this year. So come check it out. It's going to be a good time. A small con, but I want to do more with these guys.
Hey man, yeah, it's closer to you than it is to me, but I'm willing to make the trek if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean it's still in the West End, so I'm still probably like an hour and a half away, but
yeah.
I mean it's it's close enough that it makes sense.
Show us those yams? I have no potatoes, Andre. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Gams, I think is what you're after. I'm happy to show you my potatoes. That's what you're after. They are pretty sweet potatoes. For sure.
You mean your green beans? What about a Kiss My Geek shirt? Says Wayne.
Just brainstorming for you guys.
I mean, or a Kiss Me I'm a Geek or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that works. Yeah, so.
Have you kissed a geek today?
Have you? Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. I've got a new one coming that is a.
By the way, whatever it was that you needed my approval for, I decline. I do not consent.
I think you're actually going to like it.
I doubt it.
Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. Wait till you see
it.
Yeah. Actually, funny enough, I think I may have a couple of Jeff.
How about we? No. What are we doing? No. Remember, I'm breaking up apparently. So.
Yeah. Well, this one, one of them is going to be your Stormtrooper meme.
Oh, well, that one's fine. That one I approve.
Yeah. That one's going to be good. That one's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm sure Christina will be the first one to buy one of those. So
I think you're going to approve of the other one as well.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Glorious car washing purpose. There you go. I like that idea much better.
I would dress up, and my Loki's in the midst of being repaired right now by actually editor Megan. So as soon as that's taken off, Sherpa Music, settle down. It's a tie and a vest, guys. I'm dying of heat over here. So. Loki took some damage So settle down. This ain't. Hey, okay. This is where the proceeds. Like, I better be. I'll keep taking shit off, but we better see some fucking donations. Like, what are we doing?
For context, for the people that are listening to this and not watching, Jeff just took his vest and his
vest
tie
and tie, not my shirt. I still have.
The shirt's
I'm
still on,
fully dressed. Let's settle down.
It's just a matter of time, folks.
God damn, 20 thirsty humans in here. Settle down.
In Geeks.
Only Jeff, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Make it rain, people. Yeah, this ain't a free show.
Only Jeff. Ooh.
Yeah. No, we're all good with this. This is a 5-person team, and I'm like the 5th hottest person on this team. Let's
sure
you
fair. Are. Yeah,
Isn't there a button for tips you can add to the channel?
Everybody doesn't watch specifically for this.
Nobody does. We can't monetize quite yet.
Yeah. So the key is yes, except that there are certain milestones that we need to reach. For one, we need to get to 1,000 subscribers, which we still haven't. We've hit the 900 a couple weeks ago, but we need to get to 1,000 to be able to add the tip. So the super chat, I think, is what they call it, as well as the subscription, where you could subscribe to the channel and pay a monthly fee and get extra content and all that stuff. So we'll be able to do that once we hit 1,000 subscribers. We also have to get a minimum of viewing hours. And unfortunately, with us not having the time to actually put videos together on our YouTube channel, right? We're a YouTube channel. We're not putting out videos, right? So we're not getting the viewing hours that we need. So our viewing hours are dropping, which means that we're not going to have that minimum viewing hours required to be able to get to that plateau. So that's the other problem. So we need to get our viewing hours up big time. So for that, again, we need to make more videos. People need to go watch more videos. We need to make more content, whether it be videos, whether it be shorts. You know, the more stuff we make, the more stuff gets watched. Then we'll be able to reach that milestone where we can add those super chats and subscription buttons.
For right now, you get it for free. You lousy freeloaders.
Our buddy Steve here, Collaborate Cosplay, is saying giant QR code at cons for YouTube. I mean, we have that.
Yep. We toyed with the idea of making it so that, like, before you could get a picture with the Predators, you'd have to show us that you had subbed to the channel. But then when we realized what a nightmare that was going to be trying to manage when we had so many people trying to come through the booth to get pictures of the Preds, we were like, well, which beast are we going to battle here? Like, do we really want to stop, like, the line move that slowly? You know what I mean? So Strange New World Season 3 reaction videos, yep. So we can get back to doing after shows for sure.
Yeah, so Michael is saying this. I bumped into Michael this week.
You what?
On the subway, of all things.
Really?
Yeah, I bumped into Michael, and it was funny because
nobody tells me nothing.
I was on the platform, and he's on the platform, and the train comes, and there's like a bunch of people, right? So I'm behind him, and I can't see his face. But the minute I spot his haircut, I was like, that looks like Michael.
I know that dude.
So he walks in, and he turns around, and I'm like staring him down as the crowd is sifting into the train car. And he's also looking at me, and I could tell it's his brain is trying to process what's happening right now. And it takes him like 10 seconds to realize, oh shit, it's JS. So I bumped into Mike.
Nerds.
So I bumped into Mike on the subway. Mike is saying a Strange New World Season 3 reaction videos. Yeah, I think we're gonna get back to an after show for Strange New World. I think so. Again,
the drag there right now is because we're both working extra hours at work. We're both JS is dealing with some things. I'm dealing with some things. Like it's so hard. And I get it. We're content creators. It's so stupid to sit here and say it's so hard to create content, but it is. Like it's still taking time out of. Like I'm going to work over 50 hours at work this week. So like the last thing I feel like doing is watching a show and then watching it specifically so he and I could talk about it. And then we're going to pre-record it. Then the whole thing's got to be edited for time because the first couple we put out were way too fucking long. So now we got to keep it like short and sweet, but then we're trying to figure it out
quickly enough that they go out quick, right? Because if the video doesn't go out the day after the show comes out, then no
one's seeing it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you have to be like the first video out, which means that the video almost has to be like if the show comes out today, the video has to be recorded tonight or tomorrow morning, so that it's edited and on the air for tomorrow evening. You know what I mean? So it's we're gonna do it, but yeah, it's
Yeah, you should be doing more live streams as you're building stuff or making stuff. Anytime you're in the prop shop, you should just hit the live YouTube button every time.
Michael is saying anytime I'm yeah, you know what? I mean, I should. A part of the problem is, again, I haven't really
been doing it. Yeah,
haven't really been making anything, and again, right? Like you're saying, making videos, but we're talking about making all these videos and trying to get these videos out quick while prepping for cons, while trying to make new cosplays, while life is happening. What, you know what I mean? So
yeah, we both work full time.
Right?
No. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not. We're not at a point. Like if we'd had something go crazy, fucking viral, and it was monetized. If we had an income from this coming in, and we could dedicate more time to it, that's one thing. But we're both working hours at work. Like we both work full-time jobs, and we both have families, and we both have commitments outside of this too. I know it sounds like a wah, but like. It's not like we just get to sit home all day and think of content to create and then just throwing this stuff out there and then just have all day to edit it. Like we don't have that kind of time frame, right? Like especially with me, my shift at work starts at 4:00 in the morning, so I'm in bed. If I wasn't doing this with him right now, I'm already in bed. So I just there's a gap in availability for both of us to be able to do this, right? So
Jen is saying, and let's be honest, I'm needy.
We know. You guys don't sit around all day? No, neither one of us do. So,
I think a lot of people have a good point here. A lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, live stream while building." Yeah, and I've got a few things that I want to start working on. So, yeah,
I don't build shit. I can't live stream as I hit buy it now. It's not really. It's not the
I mean, you're right, but you have a good thing going with those PSA videos, right?
Oh yeah, I can make some more of those. That's not a problem.
Those are wicked. People are loving those. Your last one?
I think the Spider-Man specific one?
No,
like the face shell in that, or was it the Zentai one? Yeah, maybe.
Listen, I don't remember, but one of them is like our second or third most viewed video like all year.
Do a try on video, Jeff. Settle down, thirsty Matt. Jesus. Yeah, I think his point, Becca, is that he hasn't been building lately because again, life is away, right? So,
but I am gonna start building again. So for sure, we're gonna be I'm gonna be trying to live stream more for sure. For sure. We need to get our watch hours up, and that really helps. I'm not going to lie. Most of our watch hours come from this.
And a little inside baseball, by the way, guys. This guy's the only one with access to actually post content on the YouTube channel. I can't just go live from mine and it automatically goes to YouTube.
Well, we can make that happen.
Well, I mean, we could, but we haven't.
You can do it through here, right?
Are we putting up the Let's Be Honest, I'm Needy again? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Are we outing Jen again?
Unless I hit the button by mistake. We can make that happen, Jeff, because we can do that through here, right? Through Melon or
Melons. Where's Victoria when we need her? Where are Victoria's melons?
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Guys, I want to take I mean, we've already been on for 40 minutes and we've only talked about one con at this point, but
oh yeah, that's true.
There's another con or event happening at the same time as VonCon. And it's too bad I didn't know about this ahead of time because this one is organized by our friend Picard
103, John from
103?
Yeah, Picard 103, I believe, is his personal account.
So John from Canadian Podcast Awards, he is now taking over Toronto Prop Expo. This is a con that's going to have a ton of props. It has a bunch of movie cars. Sure, put a cam on Jeff getting old
and napping 12 hours. Yeah.
I mean,
God, I would love to nap 12 hours. Holy shit.
Did after that, wouldn't they?
I just found out about this one today. Yeah, John messaged me a few weeks ago and was like, "We'd love to if you guys to be part of it, come on out for it, blah blah blah." I'm like, message JS on the main account. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
This isn't my circus, but yeah, August 10th. Unfortunately, we had already committed to VonCon, so unfortunately, we can't make both. But if you are not going to VonCon, we highly recommend you check out the Prop Expo. You can see a smattering of them there. And John's just a super good dude. Like, definitely go and support his event for sure. So. Every nap is a sleep. Every sleep is a nap, sir. I'm not going to split hairs.
Well, okay. Not sure what you were responding to, but
Thor is worthy. Isn't that a sleep, not a nap? 12 hours. He's being all like judgy on my nap time. Let's be fair. At my age, I don't get 12 hours sleep in 3 days. It's not. There's no 12 hours of sleep ever. But if I could sleep 12 hours, I would still consider that every sleep is a nap. Every nap is a sleep.
Michael Myers here is saying biggest growing channels on YouTube are people just turning on their cams. I'm assuming what he's saying. And streaming themselves at a desk. People love seeing people doing their jobs.
Yeah, what he's leaving out there is it's almost always a very attractive, not entirely dressed human. So Twitch is kind of really turned into a thirst trap, unfortunately. So I don't think it's an avenue we're going to explore, guys, unfortunately. So this is all the thirst you get right here. Yeah, this handsome-looking French guy up here.
Well, I mean, we'll try to do more live streaming, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to live stream myself doing my job. That's nobody wants to see that. That's just so guys, go check out Toronto Prop Expo. If you're not coming to VonCon, it'll be a nice event. I believe there's going to be some 501st people there with a bunch of Star Wars droids. There's going to be some Doctor Who Society people there with a bunch of their stuff. There's going to be a bunch of movie cars. There's going to be a bunch of prop makers, and I believe there's also going to be a bunch of actual movie props, like props that were used in movies. So
cool.
Check it out if you can. It should be a good time as well. We're hopefully they're not going to be the same weekend next year, so we can actually make an appearance at this.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
This would be a fun one to be at, I think. At least to support John and what he's doing.
Agreed. John is a solid dude. We enjoy John tremendously. We've had him on the podcast. Very cool guy. And the Canadian Podcast Awards are amazing as well. So make sure you're supporting that and checking that as well. It's been 42 minutes.
All right.
Please talk about Fan Expo. Jesus wept.
All right. Fine.
You all know how this works. We just talked about it briefly earlier. Fan Expo waits till the last possible minute to tell us if we are getting a booth, then waits till the last possible minute to tell us where said booth is going to be. So at this point, on July 18th, 5 weeks out from the show, we don't even know if we have a booth yet. Okay? So that's the first thing to make clear. We do not know if we have a booth. As soon as we know, you guys will know. Having said that, JS,
there's other logistical issues here.
There are.
For one, I don't want to say we feel like we got shafted last year because they still gave us a space and they gave us a giant space and we were able to do our meetups in that space. We didn't have to go somewhere else. Like it was cool in that manner, but unfortunately
it sucked in every other manner.
Well, it sucked in every other manner in the sense that we go there hoping that we can get a little bit of exposure for the Geeks and Company, right? To try to grow the channel, to try to grow the brand, to try to grow everything that we do, again,
the
right?
Community, for God's sake.
Community, right? Like we're trying to grow this thing when we're stuffed in a corner and then you put security guards at the fucking door asking for people's passes. Nobody came through, right? Only you guys came, right? There was the cosplayers were there, but none of the normies came through to see and check out and take pictures with us and with you guys, right? That's another big part of what we do and why at Toronto Comic Con it's so much fun because it's pandemonium. Right, we create a wall of freaking people, coming through, wanting to take pictures with everybody. Right, so Fan Expo, the return that we get on Fan Expo hasn't necessarily been where we would like it, especially considering the cost of fucking hotels downtown Toronto. That's another problem that we're having right now that me and you actually need to discuss. We were supposed to talk this week, and then you fell asleep on me.
I fell asleep. Jesus. You're lucky I'm awake right now.
So,
I think... Go ahead.
Yeah. So all that being said, whether we get a booth at Fan Expo or not, I think we need to mention that right now, as of right now, if we do get a booth at Fan Expo, we'd be running on a skeleton crew. Mm-hmm. So what I mean by that is Rob the Bad Guy is not coming to Fan Expo. He may come for a day. I don't know. But he's not going to be coming for the weekend. He's not going to be working the booth. He's out for this one, unfortunately. Jamie is also not going to be able to make Fan Expo this year.
That's news.
So yeah, so I found this out this week as well. So unfortunately, now we're down a photographer, we're down the person that runs our table, and we're down a cosplayer. So as of right now, even if we get a booth, assuming editor Megan comes this year, we're a 4-person team running a booth at Fan Expo.
Well, let me break that then to you, because as far as I know, editor Megan, same thing. Like, she may be able to come for a day or two, but she would not be there for all 4 days.
So there you go. So I'm not sure what the deal is going to be for Fan Expo. If they somehow come to us and say, hey, we're giving you a space and we're putting you on the main floor and we're giving you a great spot right next to the 501st in the middle of the action and blah, blah, blah. We'll figure something out. We'll reach out to some people. I'm sure we can.
I was just going to say, what we would likely do at that point is we would reach out to you guys that have been stuck with us through thick and thin, and we would ask you guys to literally take turns coming to help at the booth for individual days, whatever day is going to work best for you. And as much as you can do, obviously, but what we would be looking for is some, like, if you say, like, yeah, I can totally be there like all day Friday, then we'd need you there all day Friday. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... Like, I'm not trying to be like a dink or whatever, but I'm just trying to, like, if you commit to a day, we'd need you for that day type of thing. So this is kind of what it comes down to. Yeah, I can't do all 4 days, guys. I'm sorry, life is very expensive. No, 100%, we get it.
Life is extremely expensive right now, and that's.
But I think we talked about this earlier, and maybe we're not on the same page on this. JS and I maybe not on the same page on this. I don't know. But if it's another downstairs, down a hall in a room, I believe we're going to decline that.
Yeah, we don't have the manpower. We don't have. I mean, frankly,
it's just not worth our time at that point. And
it's not worth our time and money to be at a show that we're not going to get exposure from.
Right, and I alluded to this earlier. We understand the place we carry in the community. We understand, and we know, because of how we do what we do. I've said this before so many times, but it's not an us and you. It's all of us together type of thing, because we're not there to promote a single IP or to promote a single whatever. We're there to talk about and promote and help with cosplay specifically, like, in general. So that's why we're kind of all doing it together. So we get the place that the booth has for people, and you guys have even mentioned it here in the channel. And so it's not like we don't understand the level of responsibility for it, but at the end of the day, it still has to be worth our while and worth our time. So if they're going to stick us down the hall in a room, we're simply going to decline it. And by the way, that may very well mean that come Toronto, if we put our application in for Toronto, they may be like, well, you turned down Fan Expo, so no. Like, it may very well be, if we say no to Fan Expo, we're never going to get to be in a community booth in Toronto again. We don't know that. They haven't said that, but we're basing an assumption like, well, you said no, so we're probably going to... I don't know. Who knows? But I think you guys need to be prepared for the fact that we may not have a booth at Fan Expo. If we can't be on the main floor as part of the action, either in the north or the south, it's kind of not really worth our time.
No.
Right?
No.
Now, that may very well be, like, if we've also applied for media passes, as we've done every year, and we've gotten a media pass every time we've applied for one, by the way.
Correct.
So if we do get media passes, we are still going to be there as the Geeks and Company. At least 2 or 3 of us will be there all 4 days to interview, to run whatever we're going to do from that standpoint, but we're not going to have a central location we're going to do it out of.
And that brings up a good point. If we don't have a booth, but we're still going to be there, we're still going to have media passes, and we're still going to be doing a broadcast from the show every day, and all that stuff that we typically do, are you guys still interested in us hosting meetups? And if yes, let's say you guys want to keep doing meetups and potentially more photo shoots and such, what are our themes this year? Because now we're 5 weeks out, and I'm sure people are already planning on their cosplays for Fan Expo. So
yeah, now that we've ripped the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, what are those themes that we're going to do if
especially if we get a booth. If we do, in fact, run the booth and we have the booth, then what are the themes that you guys would want to have us that you guys would want to have us do? Because there's ones that we typically lean into pretty much every time that seems to work out well. And now that we've broadened some of the spectrum on some of them too, I think that's helped. DC Saturday, Joker will come. Saturday is usually Predator Day, so it gives us like a more leeway on that particular day to do like other things. We haven't done a Marvel Day since we did the Spider Crew stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I personally think I am trying to put together. I don't know if I've talked about it here. I talked about it on my story. I'm trying to put together the Captaining, which, by the way, thank you to Christina for coming up with that phrase. I want to try to get as many Captain America and Captain Carter cosplayers at one time in one spot. It's looking like that may actually be Saturday. Might be the best day for that. But again, we want to kind of get ideas from you guys, right? Mm-hmm. We love doing the Star Trek Day that we've done in the past. We love doing the Star Wars Day. DC Day is always a big hit for us. When we do villains is always a big hit for us.
You know what? Maybe we need to do another Star Trek Day. We haven't done a Star Trek Day in a couple of years. Actually, we haven't done a Star Trek Day since Toronto Comic Con. The only Star Trek Day we did was Toronto Comic Con of last year.
That's true. And Star Trek's fun. It's easy to wear.
Yeah.
And we actually got a pretty good turnout for that Star Trek thing. So
we did.
I wouldn't mind seeing. Yeah, we should do a Star Trek thing for sure. We should. I don't see. Yeah. What about Falcons?
And I know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's like he's still Captain America. No, 100%. I don't want I want Captain Carters. I don't want just the regular Peggy Carters. Like it's got to be Captain Carter. Like I want We're calling it the Captaining, right? Mm-hmm. We're not calling it the pegging. Yeah. So you guys should try Andrew's bomb pass again. Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about that. Yeah.
But if you guys have ideas for specific themes that you think we could do, that would be broad-based appealing. That's going to be the key, right? We want to be able to have as many people participating as we possibly can. Then let us know. And we're happy to explore them. If we do have a booth, we have 4 days to do that with, right? And even if we don't have a booth and we have the media passes, we still have kind of 4 days to do it. Trek is Company, I paid a lot for those booths. Exactly.
We know, Michael. We know.
You're not the only one, sir. So, yes, we will try to. I don't see any reason why we can't. I think we all have Trek cosplays. There's no reason why we can't do that. So,
Sci-Fi Saturdays. Yeah. I mean, when we did the Trek Day, I don't think it was was it branded as a Trek Day or was it branded as a Sci-Fi Day? I think we were doing a Sci-Fi Day.
I think we kind of were, but we all still did Trek anyways.
Yeah.
Like literally all of us did. Like you, me, Editor Megan, Crazy Mike was there. Lindsay was there. Like everybody did Trek that day. So when they hit the fairies, Fantasy and Fairy weekend at the Ren Fair, the Trekkies show up. That last year at the Ren Fair here,
these guys,
that was us. And some people loved it and some people were mad. But it was a good time. Yeah, there was like 12 of us. So we're doing that again this year, by the way, guys. The Ren Fair this year is a little bit earlier. I believe Saturday is we're gonna do like Ren Fair, and then Sunday, like Lord of the Rings Ren Fair, and then Sunday I think we're gonna do the Trek stuff again too. So yeah, all the sci-fi cosplay. Yeah, for sure.
Andre's saying, I'm going to do Axel Foley. Got no idea what category that will fall into. I don't know, but I just watched Beverly Hills Cop. The new one last night. The new one,
yeah.
It wasn't bad. Like I actually enjoyed it. The soundtrack threw me off. They used all the same songs from like the 80s Beverly Hills Cop.
That's cool.
Didn't work because it's not set in the 80s, right? Like
it's better than them taking like, you know what? Nope.
Listen, nope. I don't know. I don't want this to turn into a discussion about it, but it was actually a good movie. I enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, guys, go check it out. It's on Netflix now. So yeah, we need to figure out themes. I think that, we always say we want to have as many people as possible join in on these themes. The more we are, the better. Look at that Star Wars meetup we did last year, or that DC meetup we did a couple years ago. Remember that big giant DC meetup we had in the basement of the South Building?
Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
That was mental.
Really quickly, Michael, and for those that are interested, by the way, September 28th and 29th at the Thorndale Fairgrounds. So it's close to where we were last year. It's not the same venue. It's like 15 minutes down the road. Apparently, it's a bigger venue, more bathrooms, better Wi-Fi, or better data. They're going to have more food trucks and everything else. So apparently, it's a much better venue. So, yeah. 28th and the 29th. So I believe the plan right now is Saturday will be Ren Fair. So where whatever it is, Witcher or Lord of the Rings, whatever we're going to do. And then Sunday will be Time Travelers. So I am opening it up a little bit more Last year was strictly Star Trek. This year, if you're a time traveler of some kind, so if you're a doctor, like the Doctor Who, you can join in. I don't care what it is. If you can convince me that you should be there because you're a time traveler, cool. We want you as part of our group. I'm still expecting most of the group to be Trek because that was just so much fun. But yeah, I don't care. Whatever you guys want, because we had a blast last year. Even though the weather sucked, we still had a blast. So I think I still even have the group chat somewhere on my phone. So if you're interested in joining that, especially the time traveler group on Sunday, September 29th for Ren Fair, please send me a message. We had a great time last year. I think, like I said, maybe 10 or 12 of us last year. We're doing it again this year. Should be good. Anyways, speaking of events that we
so that's I mean, that's going to be it, I think, for Fan Expo for now. I think we'll let you guys know if anything develops, but I think you guys need to be prepared.
Be prepared for one of two things.
Prepared for us to not have
that we might not have a booth, but if we do, and they're going to put us somewhere good, be prepared to answer the call, because we're probably going to need to lean on you guys, because we are going to be in a skeleton crew. I'd still like us to run the booth if they put us in a decent spot. The only way we'd probably be able to run it this year is to have you guys help out. So
yeah, 100%.
Be prepared. We will be reaching out. We're not going to wait for you guys to message us on that one. We're probably going to reach out to specific people and be like, hey, you've been there with us in the past. Do you want to help support us again here in this thing? So,
yeah. 100%.
Unless, by the way, don't wait for the message. If that's something that you're willing to do, message the Geeks & Co account. Let them know. Hey, man, I'm good. I want to help.
I mean, I already have people that have told me that they want to help. So
yeah. So
those are going to be the first people we reach out to.
So keep your fingers crossed, guys, and let them. And by the way, guys, Fan Expo is all over social media. Their Instagram, their Facebook. Throw a comment on their latest post. Hey, what's going on with Geeks & Co? Want to know if they're going to be there or not. They're the highlight of the con. We love hanging out there. Like, especially from the cosplayers, guys. You guys keep saying, like, we're this big deal at Fan Expo. I like to agree with you. Let them know that.
We're this big deal at Fan Expo.
I would like to agree with you, but you need to tell them that. They need to know that. They need to
I don't know that we're a big deal, but tell them, yes, that we're a big deal. And,
we're kind of a big deal.
Well,
I'd love to help out if we end up not having a booth this year. Speaking of John, there he is right there. Our good friend. I said 103. Sorry, Picard 102.
Yeah, we were actually talking about your event, John, just a few minutes ago, Toronto Prop Expo. So that's the man right here. Let us know, because like I said, I'm assuming you guys don't know either.
Community boosts are tough. Well,
I mean, it is what it is, I suppose, right?
Exactly.
Although we got to move on, because we've been on for almost an hour now, and we still have a couple events I want to talk about. For one, September 14th and 15th, RBC Place in downtown London. It is the 40 years of TMNT celebration. That's right. London Comic Con is back, and they're doing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle thing. As a team, first of all, we have been confirmed.
Yes.
We are going to have a booth at London Comic Con. It is confirmed. We're going to have the same size booth we had last year. We still don't know about the floor plan. That hasn't been set or anything yet, but that will be coming. We are talking with them next week, Jeff, FYI. We need to let Jake and Andrew know when we're available to chat. But potentially doing some things at London Comic Con. Our friend Not Possible is also doing a... I forget what they actually called it, but it's a build challenge that's going to be happening live from London Comic Con. So we're going to try to broadcast that. So we're going to try to help out with that. Michael says, "Where's the photo? Where's the photo of what?"
Ignore him and Tanith. Just move right along.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Not going. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We're
moving right along.
The other people that are going to be going to London Comic Con. Well, I hope every one of you guys come to London Comic Con. I hope you're wearing Ninja Turtle-ish cosplays. Whether it's there's plenty of characters that you guys can do. I already know a bunch of you guys have a bunch of wicked TMNT cosplays, so make sure you bring them. I also know of people that are working on new TMNT cosplays that may or may not be ready by London Comic Con. Not going to say who, Donnie. But
I'm working on my gender bent April O'Neil. No, I'm not. I'm just not doing any of that. No.
I mean, what? one piece
No.
jumpsuit.
Yeah, like the
You want
coveralls or
CeeLo
whatever. Yeah,
jumpsuit?
the mechanics cover. Yeah, no,
Showing some
no,
chest
super
and
not,
everything? No.
super not doing any of that. No. Yeah, actually, in this case, I'm hoping to a cosplay I wanted to debut at Fan Expo is not going to get debuted at Fan Expo. I'm hoping I can debut it at London. So we shall see what we shall see.
Well, hopefully we're gonna have the space, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
We'll make it work. We'll try to figure it out.
Yep.
We need to figure out how to get you a piano. Now we can't get a grand piano in there, obviously,
Clearly
like a proper. But whether it's like a fake piece of a piano that works into a backdrop or something, like we need to talk about that as well.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I think that is going to be a freaking hit, which I was hoping it was going to be our big thing for Fan Expo this year.
Yeah, there's just
That's the other thing. We don't really have anything new, guys, for Fan Expo this year.
Well, I will. I'll still have Cronin. So I've been in touch with our boy
enough.
Sam Sino, and he has been working on all of the leather work for me. And he just sent me a whole bunch of photos and updates. It's almost finished. It looks fucking brilliant. So big shout out to my boy Sam Sino. If you need any leather work done, Sino Creative, I think is what his Instagram is. Yeah. I'll post some pictures if he lets me, if he's cool with it, of showing off some of the work that he's already got done. Brilliant. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that cosplay. I'm going to team up with our boy Richard Bakari, their midlife cosplay. He's going to do Hellboy. I'm going to do Cronin. Should be good, but that will be the only one that I'm going to debut, the only new one that I'll debut at Fan Expo as far as that goes, because that one's fairly easily transportable. So,
yeah.
Especially since Sam's going to be bringing in half of it with him because he's still got it. So I've only got to bring my
Fair
half,
enough.
which is good.
And you're not going to be connecting with him until then, I guess. Right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we're going to.
Because he's out in like the Windsor area, isn't he?
No, I think he's in the Niagara Falls area. But either way, I'm not going to see him until then. So, yeah. So London Comic Con, be there and be square. They gave us a gigantic booth last year. Like really, we were almost like the centerpiece of that con. Like we had a bigger booth than I think community booth than anybody. So hopefully we can bring you guys the same experience as we did last year. We had a really, really good time. We always have a really good time at London Comic Con. They treat us so well.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's becoming one of my favorite cons of the year. The people that run the con, Jake and Andrew.
Yeah, brilliant.
I mean, these guys are amazing.
Speed build.
I feel like that's one thing that a lot of these conventions are missing is showrunners that actually care about the fandoms. Showrunners that want to put on a show instead of want to make money. I mean, of course you want to make money, right? But I feel like the people that are there to put on a show, well, they make money by putting on a show. The people that just want to make money, all they have is a big giant flea market. Does that make sense?
Yep. No, I get
London Comic Con is not that. London Comic Con is not a giant flea market. Actually, London Comic Con is one of the only cons of the year where you're actually going to see booths you're not going to see anywhere else. Right? You're going to see a lot of vendors at the show that you're not going to see anywhere else. You're not going to have a million Funko Pop vendors, although the big giant Funko Pop booth will be there, but you're not going to have 30 of them.
Right.
Right? So they're very picky about the vendors that they bring along. They have great events. They have great guests. Although I haven't really seen a lot of guests so far, other than the TMNT folks, which I guess is really the focus this year, right?
We've still got a couple of months though. I'm quite sure they'll be announcing some more guests.
Yeah, but either way, great show. I cannot wait to be there. This one's going to be amazing. There's another show that I don't know why now my window won't let me go to this last one here. What happened? I lost it. There's another show that we're actually going to be at, but this one's in November. Do you want to talk about it anyway?
Give her.
We don't have a ton of details as of yet. Guys, Toronto Game Expo is coming back. That's right. There's going to be a second show this year. They had a show earlier this year. They're having another one. It was such a success. This one's going to be on November 16th. That's right. It's going to be right downtown Toronto at the exhibition place. So the Queen Elizabeth building, not sure what building that is, but it's right at DX. I've never been. I hear it's a great show. A lot of people loved it there last year. Again, they approached us again last year to be part of this, and we just couldn't. It was just too much. Or at the beginning of the year, it was happening like the week before or the week after, I think, Toronto Comic Con. Either way, a lot of these shows we want to support. Timing just sometimes doesn't work. This time the timing will work, so we're going to try to be there. We're going to be hosting some events there. We're going to be hosting a meetup there. We're going to be doing some stuff, so keep an eye out for that. I don't want to talk about it too much because we don't really have much set in stone. But you're also going to try to come down for this one.
Yep.
Rob's going to be coming for this one as well. Jen's going to be coming for this one. Again, if Megan's able to come down for this one, again, it's going to be one of those one-day type of cons, which I feel almost makes it easier to be able to access, right? Because you go a couple hours and then you go home, right?
Yeah, this one is right in the heart of downtown Toronto, though. So I don't think that's what you're going to be able to attend, unfortunately. But yeah,
fair enough. Either way, check it out. November 16th. Prices are going up by there's like a early bird pricing right now. September 1st, prices are going to go up. So make sure you check it out. There's going to be a lot of cool gaming stuff there and maybe some gaming cosplay.
Ooh. Well, I would think so. At a game expo, I would hope so.
John's asking, do you have anywhere that you list the cons you'll be at over the next year? So
that would make sense. Hey, why do we have that?
Well, partly because of the discussion we had earlier in this podcast
It's true.
We often don't know till the last minute, right?
But there are some, like right now, we know 3 specifically that we've been approved for that we're going to do. So we could probably get a pin post maybe up on the Geeks & Co. Instagram account, right? That would list like upcoming cons for the year that we know specifically that we're going to be doing. I don't see any problem with that.
We should do that.
Easy to do.
We should do that. But to be fair, we only got confirmation on all these cons all of recently. Them in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like it's July and we still were like the summer's in full swing and we still don't know about Fan Expo, right? That's kind of why, right? I mean, if we knew ahead of time, like if we were able to plan a year in advance, we would post it everywhere and
just write Fan Expo in pencil. Yeah. We're there, we're not. We're there, we're not. We're there. Aww. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we'll see. We'll see what happens with Fan Expo, but yeah, John,
cross your fingers. Let them know.
Yeah, on our Instagram and on our Facebook, I think we need to we need to let more people know where we're going to be, where they can where they can come and hang out, and
I agree.
Yeah, good call, John.
John's the idea guy. He knows.
He
knows. Well, I think that should just about do it. Ideas are good.
Yeah, I like ideas.
As we said earlier, if you're not already subscribed and you haven't liked and hit the notification bell, please do so here on YouTube. If you haven't given us a 5-star review on Spotify, where you listen to the podcast, please do so. I know last I checked, 9 of you had. Well done. More than 9 of you watched. So if you don't mind, go on over to Spotify. And if you don't know how to do it, message me. I have screenshots. I will walk you through it and leave us a review on there.
Simple.
That would be fantastic. It's very, very easy to do.
And you don't have to be a paid subscriber of Spotify to do that either, do you?
Nope. You do not.
There you go.
I use Podbean. Perfect. Yes. No, we appreciate it. Yeah, wherever you listen, wherever you get your podcasts, that's fantastic. Please.
If you give us a follow on Podbean, even better, because that's our platform, right? So we do it through Podbean. So
great show tonight, gents. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. Don't have Spotify. That is okay. If you watch it on YouTube, I pay you to. Yeah. No. Cool, man. Yeah. Auto downloaded every episode. Look at you guys. We appreciate the support. We tell you guys that all the time, but we mean it sincerely. We do appreciate your support. We would not be doing this 2.5 years later if we didn't have it. So my memory came up on my Instagram today detailing the 100th episode. So
wow, that was already a year ago today.
That was a year ago today because this is 152 now, isn't it? Isn't it 152 tonight? No, it's 145. Oh, that's weird. Maybe we skipped some. I don't know. It came up as a 1-year memory. So today,
yeah, 150 is. I think we did skip a couple.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, because 150 I think falls on. Appropriately enough, Fan Expo
weekend. Shit.
So maybe if we don't have a booth, then maybe we go Thursday and we just do a live.
Yeah, we do a live from there. Yeah,
live podcast from there. We set up in a corner somewhere and we do a live podcast right from there, and that's going to be our 150th episode.
There you go.
Who knows?
Take us out of here, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, guys, like I think he said it all. Thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. Click that like button. Make sure you stay geeky. We'll see you next week. Billy, Jeff's going to be there. Don't worry. Oh, actually, I am not.
Oh, shit. Oh, next week. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, hi. I'm God damn it. I'm
So
doing
I
it.
think
I'm doing
Rob
it next week.
I think Rob the Bad Guy is going to be available next week. He wasn't
Is he?
available
Okay,
this week,
cool.
but I think he might
All right.
be available next week. So
Okay.
it might be Jeff and
we'll-
Rob the Bad Guy, but
we'll
yeah,
figure
I won't be there
something
next
out.
week. I'll see
Yeah.
you in 2 weeks, but you'll see this guy next week.
All right. Yeah, we'll figure it out, guys.
See you later, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Geek Boutique Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Now, make sure you don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to make sure you never miss anything.